Number 10. Frankie Edgar holds the record for the most total fight time in UFC history with 6 hours, 17 minutes and 49 seconds inside the octagon. Michael Bisping holds the second most total fight time with 5 hours, 44 minutes and 44 seconds. George St. Pierre holds the third most total fight time with 5 hours, 28 minutes and 12 seconds. I believe Frankie Edgar will extend his record even more until he stops fighting. Number 9. Khabib Nurmagomedov faced Abel Trujillo at UFC 160, where in the fight, Khabib Nurmagomedov took Abel Trujillo down 21 times within the 3 rounds, setting the record for the most takedowns in a single bout. The second best record was set by Sean Shirk, which was 16 takedowns against Hermes Franca at UFC 73, and the third best was set by Tomita Johnson, which was 14 takedowns against Kyoji Haraguchi at UFC 186. I believe Khabib holds on to this record for a while. Number 8. Tomita Johnson faced Kyoji Haraguchi at UFC 186, where he won the fight by submission via an armbar at 4 minutes 59 seconds of the 5th round, setting the record for the latest submission in UFC history. The second best record was set by Frankie Edgar, who submitted Cub Swanson by a neck crank at 4 minutes 56 seconds of the 5th round at UFC Fight Night 57, and the third record was set by Tomita Johnson again when he submitted John Moraga by an armbar at 3 minutes 43 seconds of the 5th round at UFC on Fox 8. I believe it will be very difficult to match Tomita Johnson's record of 4 minutes and 49 seconds, and he'll hold that record for a while. Number 7. Oleg Taktarov faced Anthony Macias at UFC 6, where he won the fight by a guillotine choke in just 9 seconds of the first round, setting the record for the fastest submission in UFC history. The fighters who have come close to breaking this record are Joe Charles, Ronda Rousey and Justin Martin, who set the record for 14 seconds. I believe this record will remain intact for a very long time. Number 6. Duane Ludwig faced Jonathan Goulet at UFC Fight Night 3, where he won the fight by knockout in just 6 seconds of the first round, setting the record for the fastest knockout in UFC history. The fighters who have come close to breaking this record are Todd Duffy, Chan Sung Jung and the late Ryan Jimmo, who set the record for 7 seconds. I believe this record will be very tough to break, but anything can happen in MMA. Number 5. Randy Couture faced Tim Sylvia for the UFC heavyweight title at UFC 68, where Randy Couture defeated Tim Sylvia by a unanimous decision to become the new UFC heavyweight champion of the world at the age of 43 years old, making him the oldest champion in UFC history. The second oldest champion was Fabricio Verdum, who won the UFC heavyweight title at the age of 37 at UFC 188. The third oldest champion was Michael Bisping, who won the UFC middleweight title at the age of 37 at UFC 199. Number 4. John Jones faced Mauricio Shogun Rua for the UFC light heavyweight title at UFC 128. In the fight, John Jones defeated Mauricio Shogun Rua by TKO in the third round to become the new UFC light heavyweight champion at the age of 23, which made him the youngest champion in UFC history. The second youngest champion is Jose Aldo, who was awarded the UFC featherweight title at the age of 24, and the third youngest champion is Josh Barnett, who won the UFC heavyweight title at the age of 24 at UFC 36. Number 3. Ronda Rousey was set to defend a UFC bantamweight title against Kat Zingano at UFC 184. In the fight, Ronda Rousey submitted Kat Zingano by a straight armbar in just 14 seconds of the first round, making it the fastest submission in a title fight in UFC history. The second fastest submission in a title fight was set by Frank Shamrock, who defeated Kevin Jackson by an armbar in 16 seconds of the first round at UFC 15.5. The third fastest submission in a title fight was set by Andrei Arlovski, who defeated Tim Sylvia by Achilles lock in just 47 seconds of the first round at UFC 51. I believe 14 seconds will be very difficult to break, especially in a title fight. Number 2. Jose Aldo was set to defend his UFC featherweight title against Conor McGregor at UFC 194. In the fight, Conor McGregor knocked out Jose Aldo in just 13 seconds of the first round, making it the fastest knockout in a title fight in UFC history. The second fastest knockout was set by Andrei Arlovski, knocking out Paul Buentello in just 15 seconds of the first round at UFC 55. The third fastest knockout was set by Ronda Rousey, knocking out Alexis Davis in just 16 seconds of the first round at UFC 175. I believe 13 seconds will be very tough to break, especially in a title fight. Number 1. Whilst Conor McGregor was the UFC featherweight champion, he challenged then UFC lightweight champion Eddie Alvarez for his title at UFC 205. In the fight, he finished Eddie Alvarez by TKO in the second round to become the first ever two-weight world champion. I believe fighters such as John Jones, Amanda Nunes, Tomita Johnson and many more have the potential to do this. What do you guys think? Will this be a tough record to break? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.